Hi, my name is Sydney Morris, and for my project I went to the book release for the book Love Illuminated, exploring life's most mystifying subject with the help of 50,000 strangers. The book was written by Daniel Jones, who is the editor of the New York Times column Modern Love. In addition to this book, Daniel Jones has released two essay anthologies, Modern Love and The Bastard on the Couch, as well as one novel, After Lucy. In his latest book, Love Illuminated, Daniel Jones draws from the personal stories of thousands of strangers who have written to him and narrates the 10 phases of romantic love. In particular, this event demonstrated to me the importance of a devoted fan base. Because Daniel Jones is so well known, every seat was filled and people were even standing in the back. So I would guess that around 100 people were present, at least. By observing the crowd, I also noticed that people tended to come in groups of 2s or 3s, so his readers were not only supporting him as members of his audience, but they were also potentially bringing new readers to him. I also noticed his efforts to present a likable and approachable author persona. Unlike other authors who might need to heighten or dramatize their natural personalities, or even create a role in order to match the books that they write, Jones uses his persona in order to project reachability and familiarity because Jones writes on the personal subject of the love lives of other people. On a separate note, I noticed how Barnes & Noble carefully placed a stack of his new books on a table that everyone had to pass as soon as they entered the room. This was definitely an effective decision because by the end of the event, only a book or two out of at least 50 were left on that stand. In fact, I even saw people leaving with 2 or 3 books. In this way, this event was not only beneficial to Daniel Jones, but to the store as well. All in all, the book event for Love Illuminated included 4 sections: an initial introduction, a reading from the book, Q&A, and a book signing. In the introduction, he definitely made an effort to make the atmosphere as personal as possible. For example, he began his introduction by telling the audience that this spot was where he began his writing career because this is also where he released his book After Lucy. This comment also shows that this earlier book release must have been successful because Barnes & Noble is hosting a second event from him. In this way, his comment emphasized the importance of an author's relationships with stores as well as with readers. Along these lines, Jones also referred to his audience as friends and familiar faces, once more emphasizing his personal regard for his readers. To my surprise, he even brought gifts for anyone who had ever been in his column, illustrating his willingness to give back to the people who had helped build his career. What I found particularly interesting was that he read the first page and a half of the book and the last chapter of the book. The purpose of this section of the event, of course, is to clearly demonstrate for the audience why they should buy the book. So it seemed a bit counterintuitive to read the ending to us before we had started reading it. However, since his book is not a novel, the choice definitely made sense. The passages were successful because they illustrated the wit that the book contained, as well as the wisdom that the book had to offer to readers. In particular, the chapter discussed the poignant question of whether love is a choice or a feeling. By choosing such a poignant issue and discussing it both with information from scientific studies as well as from casual online forums, Jones showed that his book contains both insightful and humorous information about this debate and also holds information about other such interesting topics. During Q&A, he was very open and talkative. They allowed maybe 7 or 8 questions, and he gave pretty well thought out answers. During the signings, he was very kind to anyone who asked questions, especially since one-on-one moments with fans can be a bit rare. Overall, I found this event very useful for learning about professional author relationships, the function of book releases, and other publishing topics. Thank you for listening.